Hello, fantasy managers. Welcome back to the FPL Addicts preview show. What did we do with Chilwell? What did we do with Jackson? Is Alvarez the person to bring in? What did we do with Evan Ferguson? All these questions should be answered, including whether or not we should wildcard. Let's jump right into it. Yes, mate. Welcome back.
Here he is.
Here we go. Game Week 6 preview. So much to talk about today. But first of all, let's welcome back. He's been away for a couple of weeks. He's obviously been hiding away from my absolutely magnificent scoreline. But he's not been doing so badly himself recently. Back with a vengeance. It's Jack Gillis. How are you doing, mate?
Mikey the Rev. Good to be back, mate. Yeah, a couple of weeks off. A bit of an extended international duty. So I think, 4 weeks away from the pod. But yeah, good to be back, mate. And obviously I've come back on because of obviously I've turned the league around now.
You have. You've been doing really well, and I'm sure we'll jump into that a little bit later. But before we get right into it, everyone, if you're listening along on the EPL Sports app, don't forget to give us a little subscription there. If you're watching along on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any more of our preview content coming up. So Jack, let's get right into it, mate. Let's talk about how our previous game week has just gone. How did you get on?
Yeah, sure, mate. So listen, back into the previews. I love it. Listen, I went all right last week. Obviously, the week before, obviously I know you boys obviously giving me a bit of you and Reedy, the usual bit of banter on the podcast, slagging me off and all that, of course.
Yeah.
But obviously, I've gone all right. I mean, do you want to have a look at the league, or do you want to get into the team first, or what do you want to do?
Well, let's have a look at our teams. Yeah, so,
right,
I mean, I can bring mine up just here. Not such a massively brilliant game week. I feel like I just kept my head above the water, really, in terms of everyone that's going on. Obviously, Chilwell was a really big talking point. Sterling, again, another big talking point. And there was only literally 4 players in my team that got any returns. 4 out of 11. For this particular game week, wasn't awful. So Trippier, again, another one there. It was a little bit ahead of the curve. Julian Alvarez, the star of the show. Captain Haaland as well, in a week where a lot of people captained Heung-min Son as well. Was
for those that had him. Or did the gamble,
who took that gamble. I wasn't so convinced myself, and I did say it on last week's marketplace, is that, Richarlison was back, and lo and behold, Richarlison did come on, did get a goal, did get an assist. It's FPL heritage. That is absolute FPL heritage that he should go and do that when there were so many doubts about him. And then obviously Bukayo Saka, the captain consistent.
He's not doing bad. He's not doing bad, Saka, is he? Huh? He's still getting the points in.
So that leaves my overall rank 50,743 in the world. Obviously, still riding the back of my triple captain from a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully I'll maintain that rank there or thereabouts, or even push up the rankings from there. Jack, mate.
Obviously, with your because I heard you say this on the podcast last week as well. When I checked in after an hour and a half stream, was
well, I had a lot of points to talk about.
You had a lot of points, and you made a lot of good ones as well. I was thinking, obviously, because you mentioned your rank last week. I think you were 34. Were you at 54k last week, or was it 54k? I
was about 30, around 30,000.
Yeah, that was it, which was obviously class. How important do you think rank is for yourself in terms of, obviously, we're so early on? I would say it just got me thinking last week. I'm going, is he, obviously, because you mentioned about retaining your rank and trying to stick around in that high amount, but you're just concentrating on week by week. So I think, obviously, the way everyone plays different, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, this week is going to be a little bit difficult to kind of talk about that from my perspective, because I feel like I'm going for a little bit of a different strategy this week. But if you want to win FPL, you've got to be different. You've got to go rogue. You've got to really push the boat out. You've got to be a pioneer. You've got to do things before everyone else does and get on those players before other people even catch wind of them. So, I feel like for me, I'm going to put some pressure on myself and say, I want to do really well this year. And to be in that position already is pretty good for me. That said, is rank really important for every single FPL manager who is listening along? No, it's not. Like the people who have won FPL from much worse positions in the past. So, if you haven't had a great start, hopefully, subscribe to the FPL Addicts. We can help you out. Push you up your mini leagues.
We actually had a comment on the stream last week, just a couple of days after we went live. It was Ian. He jumped in. He was like, he's sitting at 4.5 mil. He's obviously not doing great in terms of rank, but he really enjoyed the podcast. So big shout out to you, Ian. Big thanks for tuning in. And obviously he's picked up lots from you, Mikey, and not so much Reedy. So big shout out to Ian who tuned in. And he's someone who's probably not looking at his rank, and he's probably just trying to obviously get to grips with the game or catch up with what's gone on, moves, get on the players early, like you said, and look for just a bit of tips, but also a little bit of that nonsense that we provide.
Yeah, I feel like, if your rank is floating around 4.5 mil, you're in the same boat as so many other really well-engaged FPL managers. Like, I feel like a lot of people are in that boat at the moment, and, there are certain things that have happened that you've made. Like, you might be sitting there and thinking, I've made really good decisions. Like, for example, you could have looked at Nicholas Jackson's expected data, right? And you thought, I'll get him in because he looks like he's getting the chances. It's just a matter of time before he absolutely goes off. You didn't sell him before big fixtures, and you got punished by people like me who play a little bit more risky. People who own the likes of Julian Alvarez. The people who aren't like me and go even riskier and are like yourself, Jack, who already own Mo Salah, and you've been punished. Keep making good decisions is what we would say here on the FPL Addicts podcast. It'll come round. It will come round. The data will eventually be backed in reality, and you'll see the results. I had a terrible season last season.
Yeah, you did.
An absolutely terrible season last season. And the whole time I was following the data. And this season I'm not doing anything different. And yet I'm having a good time so far. So keep going.
Yeah. No, well said, mate. Well said. And listen, a good week from yourself. Obviously keeping up appearances in the league, looking good, mate. So congrats on that one. I guess obviously for myself, we share a couple of similar players, but I actually forgot to change my goalkeeper last week. But then I thought, maybe Steele won't play, but then so I kept Turner in goal from Forest purely because I totally forgot to change him back to Steele. But then I was thinking Steele won't play, but then Steele did play, and obviously playing against United looked pretty decent as well. And he came out with 3 points, so I lost out by 1 point versus Turner. Obviously the Chilwell howler. Obviously that's one for discussion for today, I'm sure. Gusto, I did bring in obviously a couple of weeks ago. So happy with him. He looks good, and obviously James is going to be out for like 3 more months in here, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, he's definitely not returning over the next few game weeks, and so he's one of them that you can just get. He's very benchable as well. Like so, even 100%. Do go bad.
Was he like 4.1 in this? So very benchable.
Well,
he gets in.
You've got now. Made some guacamole out of him.
Bit of cashola.
Making it rain, mate.
Making it rain, mate. Akanji delivering the 2 points. Obviously not as good this week for City, but still came away with a win after going 1-0 down. Zinchenko finally, mate. He was
what a shout.
Quite funny with Zinchenko. He was in my draft in obviously game week 1.
Yeah.
And obviously then I had to take him out after knowing that he probably wasn't going to play in last minute changes. But he played in the charity game Do you remember that a bit ago?
Yeah.
Great. He played in the charity game, didn't he? So I was thinking, he's gonna come back in and play, but obviously hasn't got to that point.
Then he got injured again. Yeah. How much is he now?
Let's have a look. He is 4.9, so he has dropped.
What a bargain at 4.9 mil.
I know, but then I brought him in,
with
and
the
then
threat
he still
of
didn't
attack
play.
on returns as well.
Yeah, so I brought him in along with Gabe. Also, when I took him out, I put Gabriel in, and then obviously Gabriel didn't play, and then so I brought, thinking, Zinchenko was back in the squad now. Brought him back in, and he still didn't play that game week. So I was like, but now finally, long story short, finally now delivering. Got my 7 points. He's got his clean sheet and his bonus, so he's delivering the goods there. So Zinchenko on the radar, and obviously Tierney going to Real Sociedad just opens it up now for him. So I think he'll be solid in there as a starter. Rashi obviously not getting the business done with United, 2 points.
Good old Martin Rashford.
Martin Rashford, mate. Yeah, frustrating, but it's he'll come. He'll start firing. He'll come. I'm sticking with him. And Wemo, only 2 points this week, but obviously delivered for me previous in game week 4 against Bournemouth. I'm still feeling good about him. Everton at home next, then Forest. Your boy's Toffees. He's got to be banging.
Mate, look at those fixtures. Keep going. Going. Obviously,
it's a really good spread.
12,
yeah.
There's a real case we could make to maybe get him out, but we could very well keep him as a season keeper and just.
I think I will. I think he'll be in, mate. Barring injury in Storthorpe, barring terrible form by Brentford, which kind of doubt. I mean,
will happen at some point in the season.
Yeah, and listen, obviously United away, Brentford have done well against us, so he'll still be a good asset. And penalty, I think obviously him being on penalties is spot on. Obviously January is when obviously Tony's back, so that's obviously in that kind of period. But I think he's a solid pick, mate. Really, I think I'm going to enjoy having him. Obviously, Mo Salah, as we mentioned, I've been on him since the start. I don't think you can go FPL without Mo Salah. So he's been nailed, and obviously he's delivered now. And
I've got to hold my hands up. You were right. About them.
No,
since the start of the season, he's not blank.
I agree with you. I was
he's
right.
He's not blank. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
He's the king of FPL,
points.
man.
Yeah, he is.
King.
And even if it is his final season, I think he's going to have a cracker up. He's going to have a belter one, isn't he? So
he's going to go out with a bang.
2 goals scored, 4 assists. Yeah, great returns. And Liverpool going forward, look at them fixtures as well for them going forwards. I've got no doubt.
No, so, even the Spurs and Brighton game for me, we could see attack and returns there.
Mate, that game could be about 4-4 at this rate. The way Tottenham are going and ways, but Liverpool are going. So I think it could be really good, really promising for him. And then who's just entered the
unlucky not to get attack and returns from Nketiah.
Yeah, Chaza.
Hey, Chaza, how you doing, mate?
Good. I didn't realise the stream was 13 minutes in as I joined. Oh, whoopsies.
That's okay, mate.
All good, bro.
You join when you want, mate.
Oh, don't be silly.
At least you're here.
I am. Oh, bloody Chris, where is he? What's going on?
We nearly had a full lineup, and Reedy's got
he's had an absolute mare, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's right. What have I missed? It's a big week coming up, far out.
It is a big week. We're just reviewing teams, mate. Reviewing our game week from game week 5. So I'm just gonna finish off doing mine, then you can go into yours if you want, Chaza.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about mine. Can we skip?
Is that an Australian joke then? Go on, skip.
We'll talk about mine.
Unfortunately, you're forced to talk about your game week, good or bad.
Good or bad, win or lose, we booze.
We ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life.
I like it. I'll finish off mine. So the trio up top, Nketiah, obviously.
Unlucky not to get anything at Everton, to be fair.
Unlucky, but listen, obviously we'll get into transfers later, but I think that's his run over now. Gabriel Jesus back in the squad. He's well played, Nketiah, though. I did enjoy. I did enjoy.
Yeah, he was a little bit spicy.
Yeah, he might come back in future when when Jesus probably gets injured. But Alvarez and Haaland, wow, what the way Pep's changed his team around and adapted to bring this guy in as like the supporting striker for Haaland. Like, this guy is unbelievable and this guy's a freak. So really enjoying having them in the team. Similar to you, Rev. Trent on the bench, obviously injured. Dropped him. Garnacho
back this week though. Trent.
Yeah, back this week, but is he back for everyone? And then Garnacho, doing now, and Chukwuemeka, he's just kind of sitting there at the minute, injured, chilling with it with the rest of the Chelsea squad. Yeah. But that's it.
What
mate.
are they doing in training? They just like annihilate their players, I think.
Yeah, a bit of passion, a bit too much passion, maybe.
Yeah.
Lots going on, but listen, that's my review for the week, and just a shout out to everyone who's joined us again. Have we got Colm? Welcome back, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Colm, the legend.
And then FPL Sidenet, how are you, son?
Yes.
Peterson, hope you're well, mate. I hope you're having a good weekend. But this Chelsea team, probably, I think you're doing better than Chelsea, mate. So there you go, Colm. He joins when he wants. He joins when he wants. Chaza Roberts. He joins when he wants. Nice segue into Chaza's review.
Come on, mate. Show us the pain. Show us the pain, Chaza.
Yeah.
Pain. Oh, pain. 35 points.
Oh.
I can't wait to see the podcast league.
Well, he started Kabore, to be fair, which is
no, actually,
only fitting that he's been a meme for us.
No. Let me explain. Chilwell got 0, but I didn't realise he actually played for 10 minutes and then he got booked. But his Stupinian came on as an auto stuff. So, Kabore came on for a Stupinian, and the 2 Sheffield United players were injured.
Nightmare.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Looks like you need a wild card, son.
No, well, that is a point. I haven't even played it this week. I'm giving it one last chance.
Yet.
Yeah.
Still time. Could get convinced.
Makes one of us.
Don't know.
So, thoughts about your team?
What do you mean thoughts? It's like Tim Flowers.
I mean, is this crying not enough? Like,
yeah, you don't have to go through it, mate. A couple of highlights. Saka, obviously.
Okay. Haaland scored a goal with 4 minutes to go. Watkins got an assist with 40 seconds to go. Saka got an assist due to a Trossard lucky strike at Goodison Park. That's about it.
It was lucky, to be fair.
Superb rap.
Yeah. Unlucky, bro. You go again this week, though.
That's fine,
hopefully get some improvements. Again. You go again.
Oh, fair enough. I guess that takes us into the... let's have a look at the podcast league, shall we? And see...
it's
all positive vibes here. Here we go. I'd love to have started from the bottom this week. This is why I want Reedy on this week. So when I was last on the pod, 2 weeks ago...
Reedy was roasting you, Jack. Absolutely.
He was roasting me.
Getting the charcoal grill out.
So where Reedy is now, that's where I was 2 weeks ago. How things quickly change in FPL. And this is the best thing about FPL because it can just switch in an instant. So Reedy, 28. He roasted me last week at the end of the pod, didn't he? And he got cut off towards the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just about to carry on
He accidentally closed his window, and then I just had to wrap up the pod. But because I'm a consummate professional, I wasn't fazed at all. So
no, he did very well, mate. And Reedy was like, I hope he does absolutely shy, and then cut off, didn't he? So I think it's karma that Reedy finds himself on 28 points this week and bottom of the FPL Addicts mini league. His game week rank was 9.6 million, by the way.
I think he brought in Heung-min Son, didn't he? And captained them as well.
Captain, which is good. I like the fact he backed him. I like that he did that. Did he take a hit, by the way? No, he didn't. He had the transfer.
I don't think he did take a hit.
No, he didn't. It's been very unfortunate, hasn't he? He's just got on the triple up on Tottenham didn't work this week for him, as previous weeks may have helped him. It's quite
that's painful.
Chaza, you thought your team was bad. Look at this.
No.
He's got 1-2 returns from Saka and Haaland.
It's a great squad on paper. I do like it.
My only evidence I can say about his side that Reedy still hasn't left the Cavern Club from July.
Yeah, he definitely needs to drown the sorrows.
All right, well, Reedy's sitting in relegation zone. It's flipped. Elliot Craig, 43 points. Not a great week from him either. He's gone down to 5th. Ollie Walker-Peel, very similar, 43 points. Sitting on 286 points. Chaza has dropped off 35 points, as we've just seen. In second, Yeah,
well, we do have the Olympic medal positions on the pod today: gold, silver, and bronze. You know, it's a star-studded lineup. You know, we've got to pat ourselves on the back somewhere here, boys. You know,
take it, Chaza.
Give ourselves something.
And then second place, give us a little pat on the back there. Climbed in from the relegation zone from 6th place after getting 101, 100 club the other week. 54 this week.
Without a chip, by the way.
Without a chip, FYI.
Yeah.
And now put myself in second position below Mikey, who's sitting loud and proud at the top of the FPL Addicts mini league. Great place to be. Been there, won that.
He's got the
t-shirt. 46 points, sitting 50k overall. Unbelievable stuff, mate. And good to see. But it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see what is up next and seeing what you do this game week.
Well, I've got something spicy for us later when we go through what our teams are looking like this week. So
we'll get into that. Let's answer a couple of questions though. Let's go. Osman, who's joined us. Osman, Chilwell to Botman and Watkins to Alvarez for free, or keep Watkins. Rev, thoughts?
I feel like that's a no-brainer. That's an absolute no-brainer. I would do that for sure. No issues from me there. Obviously, Watkins we'll discuss in a little bit as well in the marketplace, but his minutes look compromised as well. So, yeah, Alvarez in for Watkins and Botman in for Chilwell, whose minutes as well look compromised.
No,
seems like a winner to me, Osman, mate. Go for it.
We've got a question from Harry. I wish Ollie Walker-Peel was there because he's on thoughts on Anderson from Luton. Chaza?
I was going to ask a previous question. I hate to break it to you. I would actually disagree. I would not make those transfers at all. Yeah, I keep Chilwell for another week, despite the benching. And for Watkins, he has a really good fixture run coming up. I get it if he has been blanking in all of the games, you do it as a no-brainer. But you can see that he's actually heavily involved.
He's actually still involved in it. 5 points this week.
In the playmaking.
Not for 90 minutes anymore, though. He's got some competition for his space.
Does he?
Yeah. He's not the 90-minute man he used to be. But, this Chaza is why you're at the bottom of the league, mate. So
knowledge.
If you call bottom third, that's a very high expectation, all right?
Yeah. we hold ourselves to high standards.
Oh, I hope we do.
Right. Okay, finish on that one or not? Yeah. Right. As I was saying, Harry, thanks for joining us, mate. Thoughts on Anderson from Luton? Ollie Walker-Peel is a massive Luton fan. I think he's got a triple Luton assets in his team. I feel like he has.
What an absolute Luton, rogue.
Starting every game, centre back. I think he's picked up. Did he score a goal as well? And then obviously they've got the double game week coming up as well for Luton. So maybe a good option. And he's cheap.
If you need to free up some cash.
If you need to free up, fair enough. But thanks for joining us, mate. All right, Mikey, what have you got for us, pal?
Well, I've got the FPL Addicts marketplace, so feel free to chime in.
Segment, this one, I do enjoy
the discussion. It's our new segment here on the FPL Addicts podcast. We look at some of the players who are being most bought. We look at some of the players who are being most sold, and we discuss whether they are good ideas to bring in or bad ideas. I want to caveat this marketplace by saying we're not going to talk about Julian Alvarez this week in the marketplace. If you want to talk about Julian Alvarez, let's get this discussion over with. Yes, bring him in. He's nailed. He's playing for the best attack in the league, and he's dead cheap. There you go. That's the whole discussion. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's been hurting your rank. So, So let's ask our first question. Who are we selling this week? Who are FPL managers selling in droves? And he's becoming a little bit of a regular feature here. His stats have, been getting worse since last week. It's Nicholas Jackson. Expected goals per 90 of 0.78, which is down from last week. Expected assists per 90 of 0.12. Key passes per 90 of 0.61. And shots per 90 of 3.64, which again has gone down since last week as well, boys. Give us some thoughts on Nicholas Jackson, lads.
Chaza?
I mean, the last good thing Jackson did was moonwalk on stage. So yeah, I shouldn't bother me.
Yeah, instead he's been touching some FPL managers inappropriately. So
yeah, no, he's underperforming. It's been such a disappointing last 2 weeks. He's really scared off a lot of fantasy managers.
Yeah,
listen, when players like this come to the league, to the Premier League, it's not easy to fit right in and smash it and just come into a team that is major disruption. This is why I've stayed away from Nicholas Jackson. Could be great on paper, looks great, done well previously, but to come into such a team with so many players in and out the door, they've got so many players injured. God knows what's going on. And Poch, new manager, for me, I'm like, this is why I stay away from him. So for me, I've got no thoughts apart from stay away from Chelsea assets. And he might settle in, he might start banging, he might start firing. And it'd be good to do that because having Chelsea competing is what we want to keep the league so competitive and options available. But for me, I'm staying away. But yes, he probably should be doing better, like Chaza said. But then just with what's the scenario situation at Chelsea is crazy.
Yeah, the real question for me is is he a priority sell right now? And I think he should be right up there.
Selling
priority sells.
Shifting.
But if you've got other fires to put out, what you can remember is he going to score over the next 3 game weeks?
No.
It could. He very well could. And his underlying data is objectively good as well. So it could be one of them where he's just been a bit unlucky. But if you don't have any other fires to put out, you can sell them. But if you do have other fires to put out, holding them for the next 3 game weeks still isn't terrible. He is on 4 yellow cards as well. That's something else.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's only played 5 games and 4 yellows.
Yeah, exactly. And so
crazy Colombian.
The best result for him right now, this game week, would be for him to get booked, because then he'll be suspended for the cup game midweek, and then he'll be able to play against Fulham and Burnley. But the thing is, if he doesn't get the yellow card, and then let's say, for example, he gets a yellow card against Fulham, he'll be out for the Burnley game anyway. So I think that's yet another reason why managers are selling them in droves.
Yeah, and they've had what they've done. I'm just looking at some of the results from Chelsea now, and they've only scored more than 1 goal in a game once this season so far. That was exactly. So, yeah,
exactly. It's not a great
selling.
Time.
Find someone appropriate.
And speaking about terrible Chelsea assets, Ben Chilwell, expected goals per 90 of 0.2, which isn't bad for a defender. Expected assists per 90 is 0.36. Key passes per 90, 2.5 again, which is quite good, showing that he's really involved in the build-up. And then shots per 90 as well, 1.67. These aren't amazing stats, but also he was benched last week for Mudryk as well. So
so his stats have gone shite based on that.
Yeah, pretty much. Chaza, you got some thoughts for us?
Yeah, with this SHP 90, I thought you meant every shin pads per 90 minutes. He only gets through 1.67 of them per game.
Yeah. Shin pads per 90.
Probably sounds about right for the yellow card.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
the guy.
he had an absolute stinker in FPL terms last week. So, it is dead hard to be able to justify keeping him, in my opinion.
Did you bring this up? FPL side net jumped in the comments. You guys talking about how trash my Chelsea are is making me upset on a Saturday night. It's what we do as you get ready for the Premier League kickoff tonight. Deadline stream. This is what we do.
We do want to kick you while you're down. So, So, Ben Chilwell, easy replacement. Botman, done. Or if you're feeling a little bit flush, you can go for Fabian Schär as well. So, again, their fixtures. We've just reviewed them before. Chaza making a good case as well that, you could hold him for the next 3 game weeks, but,
Listen, I don't think it's a priority to shift out either. I think someone like Jackson, you get out first. If you've got both these assets in your team, you get rid of Jackson first. Save Chilwell. We know he could probably play and tear it up as well in another way, couldn't we? He could really.
Yeah, they could go off, and then we'll all be like, "Oh well, that's FPL." But
yeah, correct.
So,
but out of the two, you're probably looking to sell Jackson before Chilwell. But
yeah, because it's such an easy switch to Alvarez. Yeah. To be fair,
correct.
But if you've already got Alvarez and you've already got Jackson, I've got another little option for you a little bit later on as well, which is quite cheeky, I think, but it's also pretty good. But last on the people are selling them in droves list is Ollie Watkins. Now, obviously the European football is giving us some ideas. He's also got some competition for his space right now, but his underlying data is fantastic, to be fair. And so, expected goals per 90 of 0.81, expected assists per 90 of 0.26, key passes per 90 of 1.89, and shots per 90 of 2.94. It's kind of reflective of the fact that he's moving in from the left a bit more as well. So he's not like the main, striker. He's kind of coming in off the left, and so he's trying to be a bit more creative at the moment.
I feel like Chaza's proper salty about him being on this one. That everyone shifting him out. Yeah. I feel like he's probably pissed off about
as an owner, how do you feel about Ollie Watkins?
Look, I give him a crack for the next 2 to 3 weeks, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm confident that he scores at home to Brighton, especially. He did it last season, and I think Brighton can concede every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's relatively visible that he's part of their playmaking when it comes to scoring this season. But it's hard because I want to get Alvarez in. He has to go out. But if you see that ridiculously good fixture run, that's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. Especially from game week 8 onwards, there is Wolves away, West Ham at home, Luton at home, Nottingham Forest away, and then Fulham at home. Those are some great fixtures from an attacking point of view as well. So Chelsea look like a bit of a shambles, and Brighton don't look great defensively either. So people are selling them, but if you do have them, you can hold them. And speaking of being held, Reedy has been held hostage, but now he's back. You're right, mate.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Lads, sorry for the late arrival. I know you boys have probably been
fine.
Well, Mikey's been doing his marketplace, all the stats and stuff. So yeah, I'm here, and deadline's almost 45 minutes away.
Mate, I'm surprised you're here after that result last week. After that was 28-point haul.
You had a mare.
Listen, we have some bad weeks, in FPL. It's all about swings and roundabouts. It's just about me having a better one than you this week, Jack, which I'm sure I will.
I don't know, mate. I feel like karma's killing you at the minute.
Calma.
Karma. I feel like United are getting killed as well, but that's another subject.
Hey, as long as you're on bottom of the mini league, it's fine, mate.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No.
Oh, the roasting has begun. All right, so Reedy, maybe help us through some of these. Who are we buying selections? So I've also caveated this, Reedy, in that I'm not going to mention Alvarez. If you don't have Alvarez, you get him. That's one of the things.
Can someone give Chaza a buzzer?
Pipe in.
Yeah, look, Rev, just before you start about this who we buying segment, I'll give you this. I'm not buying Reedy because he's last in the mini league. Hey, shit, Jack.
Well, okay.
Wow, Chaza's from third place is giving it absolute beans.
Captain Longshaft coming in with no protection there,
Yeah, Captain, I'm doing absolutely bang average, so I'm going to give it the big one. Over here
Go on, Chaza.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. I mean, and to be fair, the way that we're ordered on the screen is the order of our mini league as well. So
nice.
I thought I'd mention that as well. So yeah,
coming boys, I'm out.
I love this guy. Oh my god.
First one that's worth talking about is James Ward-Prowse. So we'll go through his stats. Expected goals per 90 of 0.4, expected assists per 90 of 0.22, key passes per 90 1.25, and shots per 90 of 1.50. Now, what I want to say about this data is that at the moment, in terms of FPL points, James Ward-Prowse is overperforming. He's overperforming at the moment, and it's one of those where, yes, is this a little bit of a hype train? But if he's overperforming where he's had difficult fixtures, well, with the fixture run that he's got coming up, especially from game week 10 onwards, he's definitely in my consideration. How do we feel about James Ward-Prowse, boys?
I love him so much.
I like him. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever owned him. I've never owned him.
Never.
Yeah. But
could this season be the season?
Was it game week 3 though, Jack, when you did the pod and I was out and about with my friend Jamie and we were on the pod and we were talking about him having James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
He's actually mentioned him to me recently. Yeah, he's also got Salah as well, Jamie.
Flying. Absolutely flying.
And, he's had Ward-Prowse, he's got Salah. It's just that for us, what we like to say,
he's got the new
non-casual FPL players were like, can't get Ward-Prowse, can we? It's just not really an option. But the data's there, isn't it, Mikey? The stats, as you say.
Well, his expected goals per 90 are actually pretty decent. 0.4 is basically a goal every 3 games for a cheap midfielder. Isn't a bad option at all. And then also he has been involved creatively. I think just the way that West Ham are playing at the moment, especially in terms of eye test stuff, is a lot of stuff and a lot of their attacking is going through Ward-Prowse as well. So he is quite likely to be involved, even though the chances he's creating isn't adding up to that much.
Is he playing a bit more of an attacking role? Obviously, versus Southampton, he was like just the main man. He had to be like everywhere, didn't he? He was in it more proper 8. He was back and forward, wasn't he? But is he giving a bit more freedom in this team?
Yeah, I feel like he was kind of brought in to satisfy the fans' bloodlust, especially after selling Declan Rice. But he's a lot more attacking than Declan Rice, and so he has been getting a bit further forward. And so,
I think the difference is we know that Ward-Prowse can finish, can bang, can take a set piece, a free,
exactly.
Penalties, you name it, he can do it all.
Yeah, specialist in it.
Yeah, no one move over, David Beckham. Move over.
Right. Well, I think he's actually beat that record, hasn't he? Number of free kicks in the Premier.
Yeah, he has.
You don't expect from James Ward-Prowse is for him to be getting on the end of headers. You know what I mean? And finishing like that. So
because he's crossing it, so.
Normally, he's the assistant, exactly. So,
is he a bit Gerrard-esque in this respect now? Is he turning into a bit of a Gerrard?
Right, steady on.
Oh, whoa.
I bet his stats.
I'd expect that from a Man United fan, to be fair.
Come on,
yeah. I mean, you signed Mount when Ward-Prowse was sat there.
It's a good point, but Mount can play more positions.
On the changes or on the treatment room, more
bench,
like
injury, yeah.
Speaking of Man United, I've got some big news to break very shortly on this pod, but let's carry on.
I feel like you've got the job there or something.
Yeah. Are you going to take over from Ten Hag?
The way this is heating up, this in the chat, the WhatsApp group's been going off with some breaking news. Again, I can't wait. Can I use it as a? What do you do on breaking news on the podcast tonight? It's like, listen, no problem, mate. No problem. I can't wait to get this news.
Yeah.
Got an interview with Neville or something. Yeah.
He's been on the overlap.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he's going on the overlap.
Ward-Prowse, though, get back to it. Is he an option? Is he someone that we want to buy?
Right.
Yes.
Are you buying him? Yes or no? Go. Yes. He's on the radar.
He's on the radar. I think it is the thing that we should take away from this. Should we be bringing him in right now? Well, maybe not while he's got Liverpool and Newcastle in the next 3 games. I'm not convinced.
The Newcastle game's not a bad fixture for him.
That's bold. That is bold.
I don't think it's a bad fixture for him. Home.
Yeah.
Home,
Newcastle at home.
Form, coming off the back of probably an expected big win against Sheffield United.
Yeah, fair. It's fair. Well, put your money where your mouth is, Jack. Bring him in.
Nah, not for me.
But certainly, if we're looking, and it pains me to say it as an Everton fan, but from game week 10 onwards, definitely an option for sure. Starting with Everton all the way to teams like Fulham away, Forest at home. Great fixtures from an attacking point of view. Next person we're going to look at is the king of FPL himself. It's Mohamed Salah, the Burger King of FPL. Expected assists per 90 of 0.62 is the first stat I want to talk about here. He's obviously been creating a lot more this season, and that is a fantastic stat. A bit of underlying data there, and again the Burger King as well, blocking the stats on the screen because that is more important as well. Definitely being more creative. Expected goals per 90 and 0.63 as well. Just a goal, more than a goal every other game, actually. So he's been unlucky so far in terms of scoring goals, and his fixtures are about to turn as well. Key passes per 90 of 2.43 and shots per 90 of 3.04, which is great from a midfielder as well. So, obviously he's got the big price tag, and he's got these fixtures coming up as well. For me, if you can get to him with a -4, it's a strong consideration this week, but I'd like to know your thoughts, boys.
Got him already. King of FPL. Next.
Yeah. Reedy, are you scared going forward without him?
Not really, no.
No?
Not really. Stats are great.
I hope you get punished this week, mate.
No, his stats are great, don't get me wrong, but we've got some tough fixtures. If you're going to bring him in, I think you can wait till 9, to be honest with you. He's not an immediate, oh, God, look, he's scoring goals. Yeah, he's getting assists, and he got, 10 points last week? But we've got, West Ham, Tottenham, Brighton. Not great defences, I'm not going to lie. So Salah could quite easily...
Goals galore in these games.
I just don't think it's
goals
worth the 12.5, especially if you're not going to captain him.
I can't wait for his hat-trick.
You're going to captain Haaland, aren't you, Jack? You're not going to captain Salah, are you?
Well, listen, I've got too many captain prospects.
That you're not going to use. that you're just going to go, okay, it's Haaland. Oh, it's Haaland.
Yeah, it's Haaland. However,
yeah,
I've got Salah, and he's going to score and get points and assist.
From 9, you'll captain him. I mean, even then, it's still hard to go against Haaland. So for me, I don't think I need him for now. I'll go without him.
Yeah, Reedy's making a great point there from 9, because in terms of FPL fixtures, and the Rev's going to make a Bible reference here, it's the holy trinity of FPL fixtures is Everton, Forest, Luton, isn't it? You could make a real case to throw Fulham in there, but he plays them a few weeks later anyway as well. So it's one of them where you can hold him. I think he's worth it now. It was definitely a mistake to go without him in hindsight, but
but you can only get in on him if you're wildcarding.
Or, well, there are some routes to him with -4s.
Yeah.
And if you've got 2 free transfers, you can justify taking a -4 for him this week, in my opinion, anyway. I think you can definitely justify that, especially if you're sat there on someone like a Bruno Fernandes, who has been playing even deeper last week as well, and Casemiro literally walking around the pitch while he's 3-1 down.
You just have to have a strong. You have to have a strong 3. Yeah, you have to have a strong, another good 2 strong midfielders in your team if you're going for a 3 like me, I think. But you have to sacrifice the rest.
And then the last player I've got for us is a bit cheeky. I don't see many people talking about him, but he's doing fantastic in terms of FPL returns. It's this man. It's Odsonne Edouard. Been a major consideration for me this week personally.
Bit creamy. Creamy that pick.
He is. He's got some decent fixtures. There was obviously a big question pre-season as to his minutes with him and Mateta as well. So but he's kind of answered those questions now. He's been scoring loads of goals. He's got 4 goals in 5 games. As well, which is
he's got 4 in 5.
Yeah.
He's
mate. Mans is on fire.
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty much basically. I was about to say behind. Haaland's obviously top, but Edouard's 3rd behind Haaland and Alvarez, which tells you a lot.
Yeah, in terms of FPL points,
scored against Wolves, Sheffield United, and Villa. Didn't score against Brentford or Arsenal, so maybe that tells us.
Which is kind of expected, isn't it?
Yeah, tells us he's scoring against the lower opposition.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great performance from him so far this season, and his data as well backs it up. 0.7 expected goals per 90 is about, is 3 or 4 goals in 5 games. So he's matching his expected data. He's exceeding it a little bit. Obviously, we don't really care too much about his expected assists per 90 because he's the main striker. Key passes per 90, 1.04, which isn't great, but one of the stats there that's great is that he's always taking pot shots. he's always going for it in terms of trying to score goals. His 4.17 shots per 90 is what he's averaging so far this season. And also, just to say as well, the fixtures look a little bit delicious. Even that Man United away game, you've got to be licking your lips there if you're an owner already to say could really justify bringing him in here.
I hope you get chapped lips.
That's fair.
I think though, Mikey,
it's a bit of a rogue pick though, isn't it?
That realistically, is he your second striker against the likes of Alvarez, Wissa?
He's a 4-3-3. He's playing your third striker in a 4-3-3.
Is he a 3-4-3 exactly player?
Yeah.
It feels like he is. So it then means that are people happy to go without that extra midfielder? If you've got 4 good enough ones, then why not? But is he a buy now? It's a tricky one. It really is.
But this is the thing, innit? Can you get him to get ahead? Because a lot of people still aren't on him, right? What's his ownership, Mikey?
His ownership is something like 2.4%.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Pedro Neto.
Here we go. 6.1% he's on.
6.1%.
6.1. So you can still get on him, and he's scoring. He's in form. So I suppose that's the one in it. Do you bring him in as that third striker and start him and still be ahead of the curve? Because 6.1% is still very extremely low ownership for an informed striker.
I think he's a fantastic option. Chaza, when you saw Edouard pop up, you said yes. So you're a big fan.
I do like it. Well, wait, you could get on Edouard, but I'll tell you one thing you can't get on. That's Reedy's video camera at the moment. So, great. But yes, he's part of Captain's Corner actually. So there's a blip for it.
I'm back, boys.
Oh,
yeah.
Little cheeky teaser there, or just pure giveaway.
Yeah, so Edouard making an appearance in a few of the different FPL Addicts segments then today, for sure. But then that's it, boys. That's the FPL Addicts marketplace. In the comments below, if you're following along on stream or on YouTube, let us know who you're buying this week. Let us know who you're selling, and let us know why as well. How are you justifying that selection as well?
Tell me why ain't nothing but the heart.
Nice. We've got, obviously, if you're watching YouTube and on L's other platforms, we've got Deefy who's on Twitch. And he's asking, who do I start of one spot left? Saliba, Madison, or I can never say his name. Chaz, can you help me out?
Wanyi.
Wanyi. So, Chaz, you can answer that one.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I'd start Matters out of the 3.
Matters?
Yeah.
Done. Thanks for asking the question, and thanks for the answer, Chaz.
Yeah, that's all. Besides, do you want a reason or not?
No. Your knowledge, your straight-up answer is perfect.
You don't have to justify yourself here, Chaza. You can be safe here.
I'll stop it with the compliments. Come on, I can't handle praise.
I think what we'll do, we'll have a quick look elsewhere who are dominating our mini leagues. So a big shout out to... So Ethan Kate is still number 1. He is 1.3k overall. He's on 356 points. Bloody hell. How many are we on?
A lot.
A lot less. So 356 points from Ethan Kate. He's in first place. Second place, Alonso Guajana and Benjamin Sarpong in third. So well done, guys. Top of the FPL Addicts Public League. Elsewhere in our women's Fantasy Premier League, Helen Metcalf with Hell's Angels in first place, 59 points in the last game week, and just under 6.8k overall. Becca Webster in second, and Carmina Espino, formerly or still part of Hungry for More podcast here in Australia. She's in third place. Well done, Carmina. 52k overall, just above Mikey. So doing well in there, Carmina. So well done. Yeah, listen, like some big points going on there in everyone else's teams.
Yeah, people doing really well there. Hopefully they can keep it up.
Oh, nice work. All right, so let's get into preview, I guess. Obviously, we've had the marketplace as a bit of a tool to see where we're at. But moves for this week, lads. What's everyone thinking? And what's everyone doing? I feel like we've got some breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably go last in that case, for sure.
You're going to go last? Chaza, do you want to share your news now, or do you want to save it for a bit longer?
Yeah, sure. Now, you know what? Let's do it. So the news is, and I'll just say from the start, I didn't go on the overlap. But speaking of Manchester, well, in actual fact, I'm going back to the UK next month, but I'm off to a Manchester derby at the end of next month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Kidding me?
No, I'm not. That's the breaking news.
The breaking news, Chaza is returning to the UK and he's going to Manchester derby.
Yeah.
Oh, my life. How about that? How's that happened?
Yeah. How did that happen? I just bought tickets. So...
Oh, you've just gone, YOLO, I'm going.
Yeah, YOLO, I'm going. And then 6 days later, Dortmund, Bayern Munich. But we don't have a Bundesliga podcast, so.
Oof.
Wow. You're going back to back some of the biggest derbies in the world.
You've made like 2 or 3 YouTube shorts on like your Aussie rules football thing. Like, how are you paying for all this?
You know that. See, what was that program? Was it Secret Life of a Millionaire or something?
Yeah, this is
like
it.
That?
This is it.
Yeah, hidden undercover
bosses.
boss or something like that. Yeah. He's the secret CEO of the Premier League. That's how he's getting tickets to these games.
Fair play. So what day? So end of October. So if anyone's going to the derby, Chaza needs somewhere to stay. Can you put him up, please? Or if anyone's watching from Germany, can you put him up? That'd be brilliant.
If anyone's watching,
just jump in the comment. Jump in the comments now. So just wait for him to come through.
Yeah. Oh god.
No, that's class, Chaza. Nice work, mate. Can't wait to. Are you going to be going live? I've got to do a live podcast with you.
I'll do a live podcast and I'll do a socials takeover as well. So big expectations on that day. But speaking of big expectations, there's a lot on this side. I'll give you that much. Only done the one transfer. Very boring. Oshla's gone out and I've brought in Cameron Archer, who could actually score against one side, and that's Donkey Fest Everton. That's all I've done for now.
Donkey Fest.
I mean, I agree. So
yeah,
you can't hurt me any more than Everton already have. So
your words can't hurt me.
And the only other alternative move I thought, and I can't really do it now because it's a waste. I was thinking Fernandez out for James Ward-Prowse and then Osula to up to Alvarez, but I actually backed Bruno to do okay against Burnley because Company's philosophy is quite open when it comes to their own defence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have 2 free transfers then?
I've got one now because I used one. But yes, I did.
So you've made a little bit of a sideways move there.
A sideways move.
It's just a bit of team maintenance. And you've still got Chilwell as well. That is...
Yeah, I'm backing him. And a stupid
bold.
Well, that was part of my fantasy football question. Kelly Summers wanted to answer during the week, and I've said on that. But does Watkins go out for Alvarez? Now, that is the main question I'm sort of been toddling around with.
Does who? Watkins?
I mean, his ownership scares me. That if you don't have him, well, it would if I didn't start with him. Hey, So I'm obviously in a very privileged position to say you're going to do badly if you don't have him in.
You know what?
Go on, Reedy.
I was just going to say, I don't think Watkins is a bad fixture. Watkins is a bad hold for now, just because Chelsea haven't looked the best defensively, and Villa. The problem with Villa is really the fixtures probably don't get good for them until game week. I think is it 10. Yeah, they've got Luton in 10. So you could hold it for the Chelsea fixture, then get rid of him. It doesn't need to be this week. But if you're thinking more long term, someone else that you'd want to keep for the next 4 game weeks, whatever, 5 even, then Alvarez is just the obvious move. Plus, it gets you the money. Simple as that. Don't overthink it sometimes. So, yeah, but it is. The ball is, in your court, Chaza. You are the manager of your team. So, ultimately, you make the moves.
That's right. Well, I'm just going to roll with this and see what happens. Hopefully, fireworks get unleashed. I certainly didn't last week.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. On to the next team.
Go on then, Jack.
Well, good luck. Before we move on to the next team, shall we have a look at a couple of these? We've got some questions coming in, so
make it happen, lad.
We've got Colm. Isaac to Wilson for free, or leave it and have 2 free transfers for
2
next
week
week.
transfers. 2 week transfers, like
25 minutes now. 25 minutes till deadline. Ooh.
25 minutes. 25 minutes. Go on then, Jack. What's the crack?
Isaac to Wilson. Interesting because
It is.
I think Wilson's looking good, right? Because his next 2 fixtures, Sheffield United, Burnley, both been promoted this season. So it's kind of open to seeing what could happen in there. I think Isaac to Wilson, I don't think it works in that respect. I think Wilson's an interesting one, but I think Isaac, you might as well just leave him because he can come on and score, obviously.
I'd leave it.
He doesn't start. Or he could start and it could be Wilson coming on as a sub. So I think leave it.
I'd personally leave it as well, mate. I think it's such a sideways move for not a lot of difference.
It's the ultimate sideways move, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I mean, do you know what though? I can see why Colin was asking that because it's like Isaac is the Champions League guy and Wilson's the Prem guy, so I can understand it.
If I had 2 free transfers, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Definitely. But not with one, mate.
Oh, he has 2. He has 2 free transfers. No,
I said. And have 2 free transfers for next week if he leaves it.
Or leave it and have 2. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Reedy, quick one for you. Bench 1, Maddison, Saka. We said the RB.
The RB this week.
Yeah.
Out of those.
Be between Maddison and the RB.
No, Wisser.
No, Maddison.
Yeah, bench Maddison. I agree.
At bench
Why not Wisser?
He's got Everton.
Plays Everton, you melt. And we are shocking.
Patrick incoming.
I
want Mbemo to be able to.
But I like the RB. The RB's look really, really good.
The RB's been banging, hasn't he? He scored 2.
Yeah.
And then last one before
if Chilwell's playing left wing back, and I don't know whoever else is playing at the back for them. Neto.
G'day, John. Hope you're well.
Yeah,
John's
nice
on the
one,
wild
John.
card this week.
I like Neto.
Don't rate Shard. Not yet.
No,
Neto.
Not yet. I'd stick with Neto, mate. I think Neto's a great shout. He's very benchable as well. Plays.
He's the main man. He's the main man. For
what more do you want? What more do you want? All right. So, seeing as though we've got your team already there, Reedy, you can get yours ready below. Jack, we move to you, mate.
This is me. All right. Steel back in the pipes. He's back in the steel pipes.
5. I love that say.
You like that, mate?
Yeah, that's good.
Made 2 moves this week, lads. So rolled last week, 2 moves in this week. Trent is gone.
Wow.
Oof. Sold. Botman in. The Botman.
That is such a good transfer, mate. I am so impressed by this transfer. I've seen your second one. Go on.
And Wilson has made the team. Wilson in for Nketiah. So I've upgraded Nketiah and Wilson is in.
Wow.
So as I was saying, Burnley, Sheffield United, unknown quantities back in the Premier League.
That's good.
Wilson, feel like he can bang against them. West Ham scored 4 goals against them last season. Or maybe 3 goals, actually. Sorry, I correct myself. 3 goals last season against West Ham, which are their 3rd fixture. They are 0-0 specialists against Crystal Palace. But the next 4, I think I've covered myself nicely there. I rate Wilson highly. He's very underrated in the league as well because he does score a lot of goals. So Wilson's coming. So I'm liking this team. I've still got Chile on the bench. I'm not taking a hit. I'll have to make a decision in the next 20 minutes whether I start him or Gusto. But I think Gusto is probably more the guaranteed, obviously, based on recent. And then, that's how I'm lining up. Feeling good, looking good. Quite happy with it.
Callum Wilson scores goals.
Scores goals. Yes, he does, my man. So that's what Elliot Craig will love that one when he sees that.
Yeah, he will.
Nice. Thanks.
Oh, a couple of people looking now.
I can't fault those 2 transfers. I can't fault them.
No,
2 free transfers. Excellent use of them.
Under his breath. He's not enjoying this.
No, I like it. No, I do. I really like it.
It's frightening.
It's a good team. Really like it. Is it Wilson? We're loving it. We're loving it like Bob.
Imagine Isaac starts.
Wilson will come on and score. Wilson will come on and score.
Colm will be quite happy.
This is the thing. Yeah. The rotation's there with them 2, and he'll come on and score. Or pen last minute.
Yeah, fair.
Bang.
Fair.
Bang.
All right, well, Reedy, let's have a look at your team, mate, going in.
Lean in, Reedy. Lean in.
What's going on? See what's happening.
Listen, if anyone wants to buy any vans as well, just give Mikey a shout, all right?
Yeah. Let him know. He'll hook you up. Yeah, this is my team for this week at the minute. So it's just a few players in there that
Doku!
No, he's done it.
Doku, wow.
Doku in.
Yeah.
He's been sold on the guy's motivation down the wing. Mate,
just do it
now.
He's
done wildcard, okay.
And he's wildcard. Oh, he's wildcard.
He's wildcarding right now. Fair enough. Fair enough, mate.
I feel like you haven't even... Oh, Slobbersly is in.
Slobbersly, that's the one.
Slobbers. How much have you changed, though? I feel like you've had majority of them. You didn't have Alvarez, you didn't have Doku.
So Alvarez, I already brought in for this week anyway. So that's effectively a change.
Yeah.
Doku's a change. Slobbersly's a change. And Mbuemo's a change. Botman and Trippier are changes. And the two keepers are changes. Yeah, so I've made a total of eight changes this week.
Wow. There he is.
And that's me.
On.
That's
Unleashed.
Me this week.
Live on the pod as well. He's hit the button.
Yeah.
And I've got little cheeky. I've got time to go Kaminsky as well instead of, Areola if I want to go triple Brighton in game week 7.
You mean triple Luton?
Triple Luton.
Luton even. Yeah, not triple Brighton. But so this is what I'm going for.
Wow. A wild card on the pod. Chaza, are you not tempted to hit yours now?
I was tempted this week, but I'm giving it one more week to see how it goes.
No Salah.
No Salah.
You've wildcarded.
You're wildcarding without Salah.
Mo.
That's the big one. No Mo. I said,
boys. Mate. There's a lot of things unraveling in this wildcard.
100% disagree with no Salah on a wildcard. I can't justify it, mate.
That's like me bringing in Miguel Hammer on last season on my wildcard.
Yeah.
Thing is,
don't listen to anyone everyone's saying.
I can still get to him in 9, boys, because if you look at the bank there, look how much.
2.2 in the bank. Okay, fair play. Fair play.
I've got a plan, and if I need Salah,
you had a plan at the start of the season, and you've not taken any hits, so you're sticking to. You're a new man.
Well, I've taken.
Is this template? Is this a very template team? I think Alvarez coming in, yes. And Mbuemo, yes, probably.
Yes, and Mbuemo,
Stephen, yes. A lot of people moving to Botman.
I love the Doku shout, mate.
Doku's exciting.
Well, boys, in terms of City lineups, Alvarez, Haaland, and Doku all start today. So
news in.
Yeah.
God, we haven't done lineups, have we?
We've got some league team news there.
Colm, I know you'll give us the lineups, mate. Send them on. Go on. What have we got?
It's pretty spicy.
Well, Reedy, it's exciting stuff, mate.
Rashford stays.
And Rashford stays as well. It's big.
Wow.
I can't believe Slabber's
back in Man United, even though he's been slagging him off the whole podcast.
Listen, it's Burnley who've conceded the most goals this season out of the promoted teams. And I think even though United have been as bad as they are or have been, I think it's Burnley at the end of the day. It's Rashford.
Leno in goal. Do you know that Leno plays for Fulham? Yeah,
I do know that. Yeah.
Okay.
When did Castagna sign for Fulham? By the way, I just think Castagna starting for Fulham.
Yeah, he did.
Realise that.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's their clean sheets locked in then, isn't
it? To be honest, if you look at the rotations, I mean, obviously the West Ham, Fulham rotate. You can go Areola next week. Week after, Fulham play Sheffield United. West Ham play Newcastle, and then the week after that, who the Fulham plays? Fulham got Spurs. To be fair, West Ham, Villa. I know it's not ideal or great, but you still go. Areola just gets save points, doesn't he? Wouldn't surprise me if he outscores, Leno this week. But I just think that those two keepers really seem like the best options, and they're both starting as well. So what more do you want?
Wow, 15 minutes deadline. No changes, Reedy.
No, I'm pretty set. I've worked out my moves for the next. I'll be up to game week 10 now, so I know who I'm bringing in, how many transfers I'm rolling, etc. Takes me up until game week 11, and I've got 2 frees in 11. Obviously, things can change. I know we've got an international break. I know we could have injuries. Yeah, I've left myself
far ahead in your life. Come on.
Well, I've left myself 2.2 in the bank for that reason.
So, indecisiveness. Yeah. And you. All right. Well, good luck, Reedy.
2 doublers, for game week 7. I'm happy with that.
Right, go on. Rev, you're next. Let's go.
Well, we've gone for 2 very, very different strategies. So for those of you who don't know, I'm also on a wild card this week.
Scousers just do everything together.
Yeah, we do. We do. And so it's quite interesting. But like Reedy, I've got some money in the bank as well. I've got 1.8 million in the bank to play around with. The big problem with the Game Week 6 wildcard is that people want the likes of Matoma in Game Week 10, which is a great option to have going forward. So Game Week 10 wildcard seems to be the consensus among FPL managers. And also players like Diaby, but obviously Diaby's fixtures for the next 2 aren't amazing, but in Game Week 8 they turn as well. So we can see here that there are a couple of placeholders in Doku and Neto. Pedro Neto, 3 FPL returns in his last 3 games. Play Luton next, so I think that's like an absolute no-brainer. The Egyptian King makes the side completely. I think what I've done in this team is quite different to Reedy, because Reedy's attacking the double game week, but then what I did was I remembered that would mean I have to have Luton players in my team, so I didn't do that. But you'll see on the bench here, the bench is really strong. I haven't even gone for a single 4.0 mil defender from Luton. I've got Maddison, Cash and Udogie on the bench ready to attack Game Week 8 when that comes around. And so, Botman, Estupiñán, Share, Neto and Bumo, Doku and Salah, Haaland and Alvarez as well. A little bit of a risk in Ferguson though. He obviously has the flag on him, which because of illness, but De Zerbi did say that he would play this Sunday. I'm kind of confident that even if he comes on for half an hour, he could still score 2 goals. I think his ceiling is that high. And you don't take punts on risky players like Ferguson for minutes unless you've got a bench like mine, in which I've got 3 players who could very well easily come on and do the business as well. So yeah, Flecken instead of Leno as well. I kind of like Flecken's fixtures a little bit better. You Flecken what, mate? Yeah. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, boys. People in the comments, roast me if you dare. But yeah, that's
the first question I think it's a good wildcard. I like it, Mikey. But the first question I want to ask Jack and Chaza, being respective Arsenal and Man United fans, is what do you think about no United and no Arsenal? Does that?
What does Starboy Saka do to you, Rev? Why'd you take him out?
It's a great point. I just think that Saka's fixtures aren't amazing, at least until game week 14, something like that. I think his fixtures turn in game week 14. Now, something like that. Arsenal, could very well go off, and I could end up with egg on my face. But come game week 8, I'm going to want Diaby. Come game week 10, I'm going to want Jarrod Bowen anyway. And then the question is, do I take out Mbumo? Do I take out Salah? Well, no, they're kind of like season keepers. So you only have a certain amount of midfield slots to play with. And whilst I think that Saka is a very good option, I think that Rashford is a decent option. I think that there are players that over the next couple of game weeks could do really well for me, like Doku and like Diaby, who I'm planning on bringing in anyway. I could get to that game week 10 wildcard template in 2 moves. Never mind the fact that I've got 4 transfers up until that point anyway. So I am able to react to the situation. I've got 1.8 mil in the bank to react to those situations. And in game week 10, I could just go, sack it, Arsenal. They're hurting me too much, and I could bring in a couple of their players anyway. So yeah,
I think you answered that, mate.
But yeah, Arsenal's fixtures don't exactly excite me. Tottenham, a couple of weeks later, City, then Chelsea, a couple of weeks later, Newcastle away. But then, game week 14 is Wolves-Luton. But even that, it's just Wolves and Luton. Game week 19 is a big fixture swing for Arsenal as well. So I wouldn't say essential right now. It's obviously a bit of a risk going without them because of their ownership. But I'm not sure that they're going to bang. I'm not sure that they are going to haul at the moment, so I'm kind of okay going without them. And Manchester United, mate. This is me as an Everton fan saying it. They've looked shocking as well. So I'm okay going without them for now.
I'm okay with you saying that as well.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh God. So who's got how many United? So I've got one United. Jack,
I've got Rashi. I did think about Højlund instead of Wilson, but I think Wilson's just. I want to go with Wilson for now.
Chris, I'm going with the Japanese post. That's 2. Peace.
Say again.
Oh yeah, he's got 2. He's caveated it in possibly the weirdest way he could have. But, but that's our Chaza.
He's now a United fan, isn't he? Resident United fan. Who else is the other one? Bayern Munich, Mr. International,
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, I can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reasons for wildcarding, it just answers so many questions for me of, I don't have to worry about Chelsea anymore. I don't have to worry about United. I don't have to worry about not having Salah. I don't have to worry about not having the Newcastle defence. I don't have to worry about not having the Maddison for game week 8, and also I've already got a Villa asset as well on the bench for game week 8. I feel like this really does get me into the future, but I'm looking forward to looking at Reedy's face post game week 7 when his Luton assets gain him a total of 3 or 4 points. It's going to be.
Carlton Morris, man, he is going to bang. I cannot wait for them 2 games, Everton and Burnley. Yeah. He's going to go off big time. And that's Kabori.
Oh, that's a ripper. That is an absolute ripper.
So, I can't. My game week 17.
God, that's so good.
My game week 17 is this. I'll give you a little. Oh, I can't even do it. I was going to give you a little preview.
It's blurred. It's you can't.
Oh, no.
No, it's not. You haven't got. It's not because you screen, mate. You got the setting on.
I am tempted to make a change to this though now.
Oh, here we go.
So something that's happened here.
Let me see.
Is I've got 1.8 mil in the bank. I could just go exactly get rid of Ferguson, and sort by team selector by forwards. We could go Wilson in there. I'd have nothing in the bank.
I seen you frothing at that.
I know it's. That's the thing. Like, look at this man and look at his fixtures, and if he is the Prem guy.
Oh, don't stop copying. Like, honestly, here we go. Just
who are you benching though, Mikey? Who are you benching at your midfield? Is it Maddison? You still bench?
Yeah, still benching Maddison.
Just away put my team. You got a wildcard. Just make it into my team. I'll tell you each player I've got. You ready? These are all the players you're putting in. Steele in goal. Gusto at the back. Akanji, Botman.
You know what? Sack it. We can do it.
Oh, it's weak.
Yeah, we do.
Not in the bank.
Yeah, you know Ferguson's going to bang, don't you? You know Ferguson's going to bang.
Yeah.
Come on! If he comes on as a sub and scores 2, you are going.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to. But he is flagged. Wilson's the sure thing.
You've just also ruined my game week as well.
Ferguson could play. Yeah.
You've also just ruined your future moves, Mikey, by doing that. You've got nothing in the bank.
So this is the amount.
I'm rolling in 7 anyway, and then 8. I've got Maddison and Udogie to come in, so I can take money away from Wilson if he's not starting anyway, and then
you're
move
just taking points away from me is what you've done. I can't believe you're trying to. You're playing against FPL, not playing against me, Mikey.
He's trying to jeopardise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do agree that it's a great transfer. It's a great transfer. I'm looking at that wild card now and I'm thinking that's frightening.
Last minute flap.
No, I'm changing.
last minute flap. I mean, he plays against Sheffield United, mate, and if he's the Premier League guy, no one bats an eyelid if he gets a hat trick.
Just so frightening. But it was kung fu fighting.
Mate, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Fighting. Can I fight for my own segment tonight and just get on with Captain's Corner? Is that all right with you?
Yeah. So let's do it.
Cool.
Yes, Gary.
Right.
Wilson starts is the rumour.
Of course he's starting.
Liverbird flap, correct. I'm not nervous. You are.
Listen, this is what the podcast family's all about.
We
help each other. Everyone follows me. I'm still the champion from last year.
Right.
Wow. Can't even argue with that. I'm hoping to give him that humble pie.
There we go.
Give him the humble pie.
Reedy's been taking it off you for the last 2 weeks so far. Just help him out a bit.
Yeah, fair play.
No, all good. Right, boys, listen, I've got to jump off. You crack on. Good luck this game week. I will see you when I see you on WhatsApp.
Yeah. All good, Jack.
Good luck, everyone.
Cheers, Jack. Eat shit.
That's great. Okay, can I just go on my segment? Is that all right?
Yeah, do it, bro.
Cool. All right. Wait, first, actually, sorry, I didn't mean to go full screen. We need to sort the camera angle out first. Rev, the man behind the key. Why are you? Look, there you go. Brilliant. All right. We'll speak about a flying segment, and that is Captain's Corner. Well, I hope for some managers. We'll start off with a flying Norwegian in Erling Haaland at home to Nottingham Forest, in which he scored a hat-trick in the corresponding meeting last season, in which City won 6-0 against Steve Cooper's side. Haaland has averaged 9 points per match so far this season, with 7 goals and assists in his first 5 games. And despite scoring just 6 points last week, he really should have had more. He recorded the highest expected goal involvement of 2.59, which the second best was James Ward-Prowse with 0.57. We'll go to his teammate as the other option, part of his segment, Julian Alvarez. He is the most transferred in player heading into the game week with 1 million new owners. But we know what the most transferred in player curse is about. Because of it, he may blank. But in his 5 league games this season, he's got 2 goals and 3 assists. In addition, he scored a brace in the Champions League midweek. I'm not going to bother pronouncing the opposition side because it's quite difficult. But they won comfortably. City. Mohamed Salah is the next option. Doesn't come as a surprise. At home to West Ham in his 10 league appearances against the Hammers. He's scored 9 goals and clinched 3 assists. He's delivered in every single game this season with 2 goals and 5 assists in his first 5 games. And he's got the 3rd highest expected goal involvement of any player in the game with 4.81. There's only 2 players that have had it better this campaign, which is Brian Mbeumo from Brentford and the inevitable Norwegian from Man City. And the curveball, Rev mentioned him in the marketplace, where he certainly found his place in Captain's Corner. Odsonne Edouard, who's at home to Fulham. He scored in the last time they played each other in the league away at Craven Cottage, which ended as a 2-2 draw. He's got 4 goals in his last 3 games in all competitions. And he's ranked top for expected goals in Palace's 2 out of the last 3 games as well. Speaking of Fulham's defence, it can be a bit of a rabble at times. Only 2 sides have conceded more than Fulham this season, in which the Whites have already conceded 10, but Wolves been 11 and Burnley with 12. Short and sharp, Captain's Corner segment. We've got the deadline coming in 3 minutes. I hope you heard all of that before the buzzer goes to game week 6. Good luck to your sides. May your arrows be green. Thank you very much.
You're on mute, Rev.
You're on mute.
Yeah, well, there we go, boys. A lot of stuff there from the Captain's Corner. A lot of food for thought. Last minute deadline decisions. We are going right up to the deadline here on the FPL Addicts podcast. Don't forget to leave us a like if you have enjoyed our nonsense today, and subscribe so you don't miss another instalment as well. And that brings us to the end of our preview show for game week 6. A lot of things to think about there, and keep an eye out for us on the FPL Addicts socials as well. Don't forget to follow myself, Reedy, Jack and Chaza on Twitter. Do be sure to say hello. We'll keep that community going as well. But other than that, boys, any last minute thoughts from yourself there, Reedy?
No, bring on the game week.
Let's bring on the game week. Well, have a good one, fantasy managers, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace out.
Let's go.